Yo, motherfuckers, how you doing? This is FG96, and today I want to talk to you about the new Dragon Ball Super poster that has just been released from Japan Magazine for mangas, along with Naruto and etc. But anyway, oh shit, sorry. I saw the picture a couple of minutes ago, and I'll probably put in the link after the video has been published. But I just want to say to you guys that the poster, it looks absolutely awesome, and it is due to Goku and Beerus fighting in the middle of the poster, so they're continuing their fight, the Super Saiyan God, and obviously the God of Destruction. Before I continue, I know most of you guys are WWE fans, but if there's any Dragon Ball fans out there, then please listen to this video. I mean, I've got some fucking rumors to say, man, about the show. I'm fucking loving it so far. I mean, Dragon Ball Super has been really up its game and everything like that. It makes a lot of sense, and in my opinion, it's actually a lot better than the Battle of Gods movie. The way they've done it, not the animation. Sorry, I just burped there. Not the animation. Nothing to do about that. It's just the way the story has been told and the action itself. It's so much better in my opinion. But anyway, Goku and Beerus are still fighting in space, the Battle of the Gods, as they say, and apparently Champa, the so-called second God of Destruction film, I believe it's from Universe 6, is watching Beerus and Goku fight. Obviously, I do not know what's going on with Champa. And speaking of Champa, because we're coming up near to the end of the Battle of the Gods arc, we are starting to face. We're starting to heading to the revival or resurrection of F arc. On the poster, the very top of the poster, there is a picture of Champa and Golden Frieza. So the theories I see looks like they're coming true. The rumor was that apparently that Champa, the second God of Destruction, is there to train Frieza, because in the Resurrection of F movie, we never got to see Frieza actually train. He said in 4 months, if I can train for 4 months, I could reach a power level of over 1.3 million. Obviously, that is a complete miscalculation, considering the fact he was over 1 million in his second form. But anyway, apart from all that, apparently Frieza is being trained by Champa. Now, this is a big turning point in this series. If Champa is meant to be this powerful guy, who apparently is meant to be more powerful than Beerus himself, he's got to make Frieza even more powerful than he is originally in the movie Resurrection of F. This is a humongous turning point. Frieza must be trained longer than 4 months. He must train longer. I can't. Why 4 months? Like, if it was me, I would have trained for fucking a year or longer. You know what I mean? So Frieza should train with Champa, and every episode gradually building up to the Resurrection of F arc. Frieza can get more powerful and more powerful and even more powerful, even to become this fucking golden Frieza to, you know, try to eliminate Goku. We all know what happens, but now, because we gotta realize is that this is coming up to the turning point when we know how powerful a Super Saiyan God is, and we get to know how powerful Beerus is, maybe Champa as well, possibly Whis, and maybe the woman Whis, as they say. I just want to see Frieza absolutely dominant. I want to see Frieza absolutely destroy everybody. And also, I want to see another turning point. I want to see one person die in the series. One person. And in my opinion, it should be Bulma. Should be Bulma. Think about it. Frieza faces Vegeta coming up to the end of Resurrection of F. And Vegeta, yeah, like, apparently he has a little bit of the God form. If you have been watching Super, you can tell that Vegeta can sense what they're doing. That's why he's looking up in the sky. Like, he wouldn't be doing that if he couldn't see or sense them. And In the poster, at the very bottom, there's Bulma in Vegeta's arms. Well, Vegeta is powering up to the Super Saiyan 2. That tells me something, that Bulma might be the character who's going to die in the series. Now, to me, that would be a humongous, iconic moment. Because what does that mean? It means it's going to be Vegeta's moment. Now, you never know, guys. Dragon Ball Super has changed things that have nothing to do with Battle of Gods itself, the movie. And if maybe Frieza might be killed by Phrygia, because that makes more sense to me. If Frieza kills Bulma, then Vegeta has to beat Frieza, hands down. Vegeta is gonna go absolutely ape shit and kill the living shit out of Frieza. That is my opinion. It should happen. It should have happened, and oh my god, I can just imagine. Like, I'm getting chills right now just thinking of that moment. This moment could be so iconic for the series. Vegeta fans, such as myself, I would love it. I would love to actually see Vegeta get his revenge once and for all, and his final, and his biggest moment of the entire Dragon Ball nation. It would be so great to see him do that. Anyway, apart from all of that, that's really all I can tell you. Actually, one more thing. I want to see Jacko doing something. Like when I watched, if you watched Resurrection of F, I don't know if you noticed, but during Frieza's power up, when it went all bright and white, you see Jacko there just standing there like this, like if he wasn't surprised. Maybe he already saw the golden form before he came to Earth. Maybe he went past Frieza's ship and saw Champa training with Frieza. And maybe Jacko, I don't know why Jacko's not surprised with the form. Maybe because he saw it for a long period of time or whatever. I mean, he's not even strong enough to face anybody, and he's not even surprised. I'm really confused with Jacko, but it's interesting because he's a small guy, but it seems to me like, oh, maybe don't underestimate Jacko. We have to wait and see. Speaking of Dragon Ball Super, what happens after the Frieza arc? That's the one thing obviously everyone's going to wonder, because they're the two arcs that we know that's what's going to happen right now. If I was Akira Toriyama and I wanted to do another arc for Dragon Ball Super, I would do Broly. Yes, I would do Broly. How did they bring him back? I have no idea. Like the third coming. To me, Broly is a very underrated character in the Dragon Ball series. That's my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but he was so dominant in the legendary Super Saiyan movie. I actually watched it a couple of hours ago, and I thought to myself, what a really shit ending to this movie. Like, why just one punch to the gut? Now, what happens if you give a god power to a man who is so powerful as Broly? He would dominate the shit out of everybody, regardless if Goku or Vegeta was a god. So, could you imagine Broly being a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and possibly fight Beerus? And possibly fight Gogeta, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. But that's really it. And obviously they kill Broly, but it takes a lot of time and effort to beat him. That would have been so cool. Like I said, Broly is a very underrated character, and he's dominant. He's a dominant bloke. It's like wrestling, You get a guy who's 5 times as big as me, and they'll do a squash match, and I'll try and get back in, and then I'll lose at the very end or win somehow. Same thing. But anyway, guys, this is Average Game 96, and what do you think? What do you think about the Golden Frieza arc? What do you think about the Battle of the Gods arc? Are you enjoying Dragon Ball Super? Right now, this episode coming will be episode 14, which I assume we've got another 2 or 3 episodes until the very end of the Battle of Gods arc. And that's really it, guys. So anyway, guys, this is Average Game 96. If you want to talk about Dragon Ball Super, please put down in the comments down section down below. All right, guys, take care.